Hello and good evening. I am, of course, riding a bike. Why wouldn't I be riding a bike, right? No, I am across town. There's this little recreational sports park. Got this trail around it. And brought my bike across town to see what it's like. I get here and I read all the rules of it. And it says the bike hours are from something AM until 4 p.m., which is 4 p.m. in like 2 minutes. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna at least pedal around the route of it, the circuit of it, see what it's like, and do another top 5 video with y'all. All right, this will be my top 5 trail towns. Now, as much as I would love to talk about how wonderful Monson is, I'm going to restrict my definition of a trail town to a town that the trail actually passes through. Like, you walk in from the trail, you're in the town, and then, you know, through the town and then out the other side of the town. Okay, so no particular order. We're just gonna go south to north the way I took them. See, first up would be Hot Springs. Good times in Hot Springs. I was able to get some different gear. Goodness, wind, where did you just come from? Some different gear, lighter gear up in Hot Springs. Bluff Mountain Outfitters. Good food, good accommodations there. Oh no, water puddles. Next up, one second. All right, sorry about that. I needed 2 hands for a second. Had to get out my cheat sheet. All right, next on my little list I made was Damascus. Now, Damascus has got a good and bad rap. Did spend basically 3 nights in Damascus, or 3 days, something like that. And, you know, it has trail days there. I didn't get to trail days this year, but trail days is, as I hear, kind of getting a little out of control with the partying and the craziness that ensues. But it was a great town while I was there. Again, wonderful food and plenty of outfitters if you do need to replace or repair a piece of gear. They're just all there on the main street, which is the trail through Damascus. All right. Now, next town is kind of like 2 towns in one, but it's Daleville and Troutville. I mean, you enter into the town, you walk a little bit up and down the highway depending on what food and outfitters and resupply you want, but it's a great place to stop. You know, you get through Virginia, you've done Dragon's Tooth, you've done McAfee's Knob, you've done Tinker's Cliffs, and then you can get yourself to Troutville. So Troutville, Daleville, that is, ouch, a good spot to be on the trail. Okay. All right, next town that isn't just awesome because it's on the trail, it's awesome because of how much history it has. Ducks! Quack, quack, quack. Yeah, ducks. It's Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. I mean, it's got the AT Conservancy shop there. You can get there and be basically the midway point of the Appalachian Trail. It's where a lot of flip-flops start or end from. and just history everywhere you look. Good shops for food. I don't think they have too great of resupply options there, but it's just a great little town, rich in history, good food, and it's so busy and so popular that if you did need to get a ride out of town or into town and you're hiking, it's pretty easy to accomplish that. All right, and last on my list of top 5 towns, trail towns, which this one's more of a city, but Hanover. Oh my goodness. When you get off the trail and you're walking down Elm Street, that's just the beginning of everything amazing. You cross the river, the big bridge. You're in, you're in, what is it, New Hampshire at that point? You're out of Vermont and you're in New Hampshire. You have 2 states to go. You're in probably the best trail town that there could be on the trail as far as resupply options, transportation, food. Transportations bring you back those city buses, free to ride. Just hop on them, you know, tell the driver, you know, I'm trying to get to West Lebanon or whatever that town was where it had all the outfitters, where I bought some new oboe shoes, the shoes that took me all the way to the Katahdin. And you know, they drive you around. They drive specific routes, but it will easy to get in and out of that town, around it, resupply options, outfitters, food. Yeah, just a great city on the Appalachian Trail. A couple honorable mentions. Now it's really not on the trail. Squirrel! It's really not on the trail because well, it's close to it but not on it. But the trail crosses the Fontana Dam leading into the Smoky Mountain National Park. And if you can, go to Fontana Village. It is an amazing little town. You know, population of like 11 people there all year. Stay at the resort there. The history behind that place and the story, where, you know, that's where all the engineers and workers lived while they were building the Fontana Dam. And then the dam was built, so they up and outed, but left the village there. But like I said, great little village. Of course, it's not technically on the trail, but it is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And then last city I'm gonna mention as you walk through on the trail town, honorable mention will go to well, Duncannon. I mean, Duncannon doesn't have a lot going for it, but it is a pretty neat town. There's the Doyle there, you know, stop and get a burger, talk with the owner of it, get some information about what the trail's like up ahead. But stay at the Doyle at your own risk. But yeah, definitely stop at the Doyle and get some food. It's right there on the trail, like a block off the trail. But yeah, that's my top 5 trail towns. I mean, you have to pass through them because that's the trail. So do yourself a favor, stop at them, at least experience what the actual, you know, trail towns can provide. And I'll go ahead and wrap this video up. Once I get home, I'll get it uploaded. And I might try to sneak in one more lap around this park before someone comes and runs me off. Well, I was riding my bike. This is not riding your bike. This is leaving from the place that I was riding my bike because I'm going to work because I just got called in. Funny how that happens on my day off. But yeah, it's a neat little park. The route I was riding takes you on the perimeter of it. But yep, heading back to the house to get cleaned up so I can go drive tonight. Fun, fun, fun. Speed bump.